to Saxthorpe Farms, and I've added in the automated milk selling mod that I kept talking about adding in. So that means every morning at 6 a.m. the milk will be sold, and we sold quite a lot because I'd been ignoring selling it. So yeah, that's good. That will save me having to do that job. This is still running, obviously, just checking that the levels are all okay. And we are going to set the homebrew to auto sell as well. I set the solid for there to selling. I need to change that to distributing to feed it to this guy, which we're going to do now. So, and the next thing we're going to do is add in the groundwater pump that it actually comes with the modular greenhouse. Just having a quick look at the Grain Quid Pro, which is the silo that I mentioned, which is a production which distributes. It's a bit big, so I'm not going to use that. We're going to have to manually do our seed and substrate, but we are going to put in this groundwater pump. So that takes diesel or electricity and pumps water out of the ground and then distributes it. So it will distribute it to our greenhouse, but also to the homebrew. So that's kind of cool. So we're going to go get some diesel to put in it for this job. But if we eventually got a BGA, we could then distribute electricity to this, and that would automate that process. And, you know, we could... I don't know whether it would be economical or not. I should work out the numbers. Whether it would be... As it turns 5 litres of diesel into 500 litres of water, and I don't know whether that 100-fold increase means you make a profit if you sold the water. It occurred to me as I was editing the video that maybe I should work that out. Yeah, so I might have to have a look at that. I'm going to run some silage up to the cow farm as well. At this point, the bunker silo hadn't fermented. It does ferment later. If you clicked on the engagement bait thumbnail, that's coming later as well. Yeah. If you watched yesterday's video and you're wondering why my voice sounds so different, it's a few days later. Am I magically fixed? No. Am I feeling significantly better? Not really. But I'm home. I've had some time and I'm around some supportive people. So, yeah. And I'm not going to deep dive on it at this point. So, yeah, we're talking about playing Farm Sim. I will say, having a daughter who's very similar has helped a huge amount. Spent a lot of time talking to her last night. So, yeah. I'm currently looking for my pickup truck, which is at the cow farm. And here it is. And after a lot of faffing, I've got a trailer with some diesel in to drop in here. The pickup truck has a diesel tank. You can't unload that into here, it would seem. So, yep, we have got a trailer with some diesel in it, delivered it, and we are now pumping water. And that's going to distribute the water to the greenhouse and to the homebrew. So, yeah, we just now need to deliver seed and substrate to this. So that's going to, you know, save us a bit of work. Some super intelligent person I already had a trailer here. And so I could have probably just run that trailer. It's just here. With the tractor to the diesel to the fuel station, which is just down the road. But instead I spent about 20 minutes driving around the map. I know. Anyway, in the last video, we did, amongst other things, we're going to pay off one of our loans, actually. Before I do this, but in the last video, we mowed the grass for silage. Now I'm going to set it to semi-dry. The lighting was doing something weird because the texture looks really funky when I TED this. To the point where I went out of the game and checked that I hadn't run out of height types and all kinds of stuff because I've been adding mods. No, it's all fine. I think it was just that it was early morning and the lighting was a bit funky because it TEDs to something that looks darker. Yeah, don't know. But it really confused me. And it was on a day when my head was in kind of not a great place at that point. So, yeah, you almost didn't see this bit. So you can see it's heading quite dark. But I think it was just that it was weird lighting. So, yeah, it's definitely heading to semi-dry. I literally went and got the baler and picked some up to check. But the reason I'm doing it to semi-dry is it means we get more in the bale, and we're making quite large volumes of TMR. So if you need smaller volumes, maybe don't head it. If you want smaller amounts of silage in your bale, or make smaller bales. Yeah. But so obviously you've seen the thumbnail. Part of what I'm going to do later is upgrading the feed mixer, because I kind of got to the point where I was slightly fed up of making multiple TMR mixes a day. And we're making really good cash every day now. So I thought get a big feed mixer. Yeah, the reason I used the clickbait tractor, I said engagement bait. What's the difference? I was thinking about this as I was editing the video. Engagement bait is a term that I picked up from the Linus Tech Tips video. I think for me, the difference is it's not just getting you to click on the video, it's then getting you to type an angry comment. That's not realistic. Or words to that effect. And, you know, I thought it was kind of cool, you know. Big, stupid tractor towing a fairly big feed mixer. I actually planned to get a better or more appropriate tractor to run it on, but I couldn't afford one. So use what you've got. Okay? So yeah, that's that. I'm just looking at my notes because I didn't write very many notes. So yeah, we're going to make grass silage off of here. And then we're going to progress into September. And in September, I think the rest of our fields are ready to harvest. So the next few videos are going to be harvesting the fields, and then we'll work out what we're going to do for planting crops and all that kind of stuff. And it's quite, you know, it's kind of weird because we're in this point now where we're starting to make quite a bit of money. You know, we've got the homebrew ticking over. You'll see when I sleep next that the money jumps up quite a bit. And to the point where I'm like, I could just go and buy another field straight away, which is so weird. There's still a lot of the map to buy, but it's almost getting to that point like on Greenlands, where I got to a point where suddenly it went from I'm going to be playing this forever to I can see an end. I don't know where the end is on here. Well, the end is owning the map, obviously. It's an own the map challenge, but I don't know how far away it is what I mean. But I can see there being an end. Now, is that end before a rumoured new game comes out? Who knows? I guess we'll find out whether we're going to get a new game when FarmCon lands, but yeah. Then the complication that I have is that Terra Life will come before FarmCon. In theory, assuming everything goes right. And that's going to screw up my current schedule because I'll be doing a lot of Terra Life videos, unsurprisingly. But I do want to finish the things that I've got going, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, getting the baling done, then we'll get the bales wrapped, then we'll take them up to the cow farm where they will become cat food, where they will turn into milk and beefs, and beefs are good. Yeah. So I did do a schedule for this week, and on that schedule was the start of the Maize Plus Cow Farm miniseries. That may not happen, I'm afraid. I've got to do an unexpected trip this week. It means there's not going to be I'm not going, if there is a Terra live stream, English Terra live stream on Thursday, I'm not going to be part of it. And it may stop me getting that video done this week, I'm afraid. So yeah, that may not happen. I don't know. We'll see. If it does, it may not be as complete as I would like. So yeah. That combined with the stuff earlier in the week has meant that yeah, I've not got as much of that done as I would like. So we'll see. I might do a shorter first video. I might just hang on to it until the beginning of next week. Anyway, wrapping bales. And yes, I'm using a massively inappropriate tractor again, or maybe not, because it's the tractor I've got. So I think, and I'm kind of jumping ahead a bit, because I'm just making grass silage. And done a lot of that, obviously. I looked at, I think the balers made some insane amount of bales. I don't remember how many it was, but it was ridiculous. Yeah. So the plan from the thumbnail I took, we're going to sell the feed mixer we've got. We're going to buy a bigger feed mixer. And that means I don't really need the Deutz that was on the feed mixer. And I've kept talking about the fact that I wanted to get a better tractor for the feed mixer anyway. And now we're going to have a bigger feed mixer. We need a bigger tractor. So I think we're probably going to sell the AgroStar soon. And look at getting, I don't know whether a 6 Series would fit the new feed mixer. Horsepower wise, I think it does, but size wise, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Yeah, I'm not convinced on what size tractor I need for it, really. Got the truck in the field with the bale tractor, because agro trucks are a thing and are cool. So, yep. Can use that to pick up all of the bales. Well, all minus one. And I end up leaving the one, I'll grab it at another point. Yeah. Agro trucks are fun. But yeah, I'm not sure what tractor to get to run the feed mixer, essentially. I guess it's going to be like a medium tractor. And it'll mostly live on the feed mixer, but it might be useful to have for doing the odd other job, you know, a bit of fert spreading, a little bit of grass working help. So like doing bale wrapping, tedding, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a Fendt. Haven't had a Fendt in a while. Suggestions on a postcard or in a comment below. Comment below is probably easier than a postcard. Yeah, so we had one spare bale. Yeah, thoughts would be welcome. So, but yeah, so here we have our current feed tractor and our future feed tractor for now. Like I said, we haven't had a Fendt for a while. We have the Fendt. Yeah, so we're going to sell the current feed mixer for 22 grand. Holds 18,000 litres, which is not tiny. It's not tiny, but I want more. We are going to need to borrow a little bit of cash, but so we're making quite a bit, so we can easily pay it back. I'm going to have it delivered to the farm because, you know, I don't feel like driving to the store. And quick check of the sales, just in case. Maybe a case feeder tractor. Anyway, back on topic. The Lucas Spiromix 300 Tapis. So 30,000 litres. Only needs 130 horsepower. But it's quite big. So I think 130 horsepower tractor would not be appropriate for this beastie. Obviously, the Fendt 2-track is too big. And I don't think so the bunk silo, the big silo of maize silage has finished. I think we're going to sell most of that probably. But yeah, I think you know, a big 2-track tractor is not an appropriate feeder tractor. I think 130 horsepower tractor is not an appropriate tractor for this feed mixer. I think 180, 200 horsepower probably, because it's quite heavy. 13.5 tons. We're then going to fill it with 30,000 litres of TMR. So, yep, it's quite big. I mean, I definitely wouldn't put the AgroStar on it. Or what I'm calling it, the little dots. But yeah, this is clearly too big. I know that. I know. It's having some fun, you know? It was about having a bit of fun. Now, maybe like John Deere 6R. Some 6M might be too small. I don't know if a Deutz 6 Series would be too small. That was what I originally wanted, but I don't know if that would be too small. I need to put the right feed mix on to be able to put maize silage in. I'm now going to spend a whole bunch of time faffing again about which feed mix to use, because I couldn't remember what I had the old mixer set on. So yeah, bear with me while I faff for a bit. because I thought I had it set on something other than just the realistic mixture. I didn't in the end, but you know. Yeah, so I'm going to keep jumping in and out of the tractor and changing the mix and doing things. And just be patient with me, okay? Just be patient with me. I'm still a bit fragile. Something that Basher could have done with changing this, something that I've not really mentioned in a long time or really the mixer radius control. So as part of Maze Plus, you can change the radius that it pops up the mixer recipe thingy, and that would have been quite useful for this because I was kind of with a new mixer, I wasn't sure how much to put in each time, and having that crop up earlier would have been useful. And you can change that with the U key, I believe it was, from outside the vehicle. Completely forgotten that control was an option. But because we've got so much maize silage on hand now, having said I'm just going to sell a bunch of it, but we've got a lot, so I put a lot more maize in, and we've got our first mix, and we're going to go feed the beef cattle because they need to have a good feed before they go off to the other farm to retire. Okay. They've done their job on our farm. They're going to go retire now to a nice, happy farm. They'll have lots of space. They'll be nice and warm and toasty. Yeah. Something like that. And basically there are too many in here to graze. So we're going to just give them a nice feed before they go off to their new homes. Yeah, basically what I did this month when they ran out of grazing, I just gave them silage for part of the month to keep them fed, but not really worry about their health levels. And then this last bit, we're going to make sure they're well fed before they go off to their new homes. And we're also going to feed the dairy cows because they needed feed. They need to be well fed all of the time to produce milk, obviously. I was slightly worried that this tractor wouldn't fit down the feed run, but it does. Just. Or perfectly, some would say. Some would say this is the perfect implement for the job. But hey, you know, or not hey, TMR. Yep, so that's that job done. Set the solid fert to selling now because that's full and we're going to sleep. Currently got 8 grand in the bank. I'm showing you me sleeping because the number increases rather a lot. And I was kind of shocked and confused. So yeah, I thought I'd actually show it because we've made 100 grand on top of paying all of our loans. So yeah, we can pay off the 13 grand that we borrowed to get the feed mixer. That's that done. And we need to go sell some cows so we can test out the truck. And this is the whole reason that I brought this truck instead of the Volvos that we had, was to sell cows more efficiently, more power, bigger truck. Hopefully we'll do better. It sort of does. I think some of it is that the tracks going to the animal dealer are quite rough, but you know. And basically what I'm going to do is replace the cows that we have with young cows. So I'm not going to buy any more. We're going to stick with 2 trailerfuls. And yeah. So we're on 91,325. Someone remember that number. In fact, I'm going to write it down. I'm also going to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members at this point. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. So, yeah. I thought I'd show you a little bit of the journey. You can see things are a little bit squirrely. Things are bouncing around a little bit. I do think some of that is the roads. They're quite rough. But yeah, let's sell our first load. So 77,500 and then 50,000. So we make about 27,000 per trailer load. So we're going to make what, £54,000, which is not too bad, is it? For very little work. Obviously, with all the other stuff we have going on, it's relatively small, but it all adds up. So yeah. Let's say now have a quick look at, can I buy a new field? Is there any? So all of our fields are ready to harvest. Have a quick look at, are there any fields that I can buy? There aren't. Have a quick look in the sales. I don't think I pay a loan off, but I probably can. Maybe I do. Yeah, I'm going to pay a loan off. So we're down to 2 loans, which is pretty awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button. Comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. And I guess next time we're going to be doing quite a lot of harvesting. So I'll see you then. Bye.